Frogman Friday.
Yeah, boy. What's up, my people? It's that time again. Welcome to the Frogman Friday show.
Presented by Transcend, the best peptide and hormone therapy. They put your health first so you can live more and worry less. Go to transcendcompany.com/Birdman to begin your wellness transformation today.
Today, our badass guest is Alex Rogers, aka AROG. Navy SEAL, 12 years of service, Petty Officer First Class. He founded Look for Work in 2023 in Virginia Beach. You can catch him on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And to take a deeper dive, go check out lfwcc.com. Brother, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, it's going to be fun today. So I always like to kick this off outside of what you're doing currently. And we always say in this community, this is post-service awesomeness. So it's all about what you're doing currently. But I always like to ask this one question because a lot of our listeners like to hear the transitional phase. So what was it like transitioning out of the special ops to for you?
I'm still doing that, still figuring that out. I just left active duty service May 29th of this year, so a little over a month now. Um, it's been interesting. It's been fun. Definitely pushing my mindset and entrepreneurial spirit here. Yeah, it's funny. People, maybe you heard this too. People used to say, "What are you gonna do when you grow up?" And I'd kind of laugh. And then now that I'm out, I'm like, "Oh, this is what they mean." There's a lot of things you kind of gotta uh, be an adult about, like your health care, your medical stuff, your dental stuff, your paychecks. Like, I can't just go tell someone I need something and get it. So that's been interesting. Yeah, so it's been fun though. It's you realize how small of a box you're in when you're in the military. And you're like, oh, there's a lot of stuff I can do that I didn't know I could do. Um, as simple as from like asking someone to go somewhere for the weekend, like I don't have to do that anymore. And that's like such a silly thought now. That's like, oh, I had to do that. So it's been good though. I'm still adjusting. The transition is real. It's definitely a lot scarier than I thought it was going to be. I did some great programs that helped with that. So I'd like to say thank you to them. The first one is the Honor Foundation, and then Tuck Next Step, which is through Dartmouth School of Business, which was for people kind of taking that next step, whether it's elite athletes or military veterans. So both of those programs were very, very helpful. Met a lot of really great people, got some great tools. Definitely propelled me in a way that I'm very thankful for now. It's helped through the transition, but still it's challenging.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It's challenging. I mean, you say we're in a box. We are. And like you said, we're basically spoon-fed everything so we can do our job, which is a
Yeah.
super nice deal. And you get on, you're like, man, if I had to pay for everybody to do this stuff outside, I'd be spending a boatload of money just to take care of
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yep.
we don't necessarily know how good we have it until we're out of it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Growing up, did you know that you were an entrepreneur, or is this something that just kicked off as you were getting ready to transition?
I feel like I kind of always had that idea. I didn't even know what entrepreneur meant, but I just kind of liked the idea of working for myself and doing things, working with people, but ultimately for myself. Um, yeah, I mean, my dad worked for himself. He still does. He's got his own company. So he's kind of always done that too, since, as long as I can remember. And then he worked for his dad before, different, still within the construction realm, but different. My grandfather did uh, concrete stuff, foundations mostly. My dad does custom timber frames, but again, like basically works solo, has someone work with him sometimes here or there, but he always trying to do something on his own. Extremely, extremely innovative, very creative, very hardworking, very dedicated, and working all types of hours and days. Um, so I think that's probably where it came from. And then throughout high school and stuff, and then before I joined the Navy, I kind of bounced around and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. um, before I found the teams. And then when I went to the training command, I had a lot of downtime and wanted to start something. So that's when I ended up deciding to start my own company. Um, because I had some friends who were doing some similar things. They either bought a company or started a company. Don't mind the 4-year-old hand. Um, and I was like, I need to get on this as well. So yeah, and that's kind of where it started, I
Uh,
guess.
okay. Well, I've really asked this question to guys yet, but I figured why not? Let's just start rocking and rolling with it. So, what made you want to be a SEAL?
I'm not sure, really. I know I wanted to join the military. Um, I was always interested in it since I was a little kid, probably since like second grade or so. Um, I wanted to join the Marine Corps after or in high school, but I had a cast in my hand, so I couldn't do it. And then I got the cast off, went on vacation, got a tattoo of my wrist. The recruiter told me I couldn't do it. Uh, Crushed me at the time because one of my best friends went and joined the Marine Corps and did it, and um, he ended up hating it and leaving after 4 years. But at the time, I really wanted to do it, and so I tried to go in the Army. Was going to do that. Did the ASVAB with them and everything. I wanted to be a Green Beret or Ranger or something special. But they told me I couldn't at the time because I had to do like 5 years or something in the infantry. And I was like, well, I don't want to do that, but I guess if that's what I have to do, I will. I didn't know what SEALs were, didn't even know they were real, to be honest. Um, but then I was leaving the recruiter's office. I saw the wall of pamphlets at the outside the like the main lobby area of like all the recruiting like offices. Locked eyes on the SEAL one. I was like, oh, what's this? Opened it up. It was like 18, diploma, no felonies or anything crazy like that, and able to pass a PST. Like, that's it. Like, I want to do this. Went in the parking lot, called my best friend at the time, was like, I'm gonna be a Navy SEAL. And he's just like, yeah, right. Like, again, in Vermont, no one even knew what that was. They might as well be a Marvel character. They're not real.
We're
And
not
then
real. Are you kidding?
yeah. And yeah, I started talking to recruiter late 2011, I think, or early 2012. Had a hard time with the PST. I thought I was in pretty good shape. I played high school sports, stayed pretty active with some of the jobs I was doing, like snowmaking, working on the railroad and stuff. But I didn't really have that cardio piece. So it took a little while. They tried to sway me towards EOD or SWIC. But I was just like, nope, I'm gonna be a SEAL. So just really honed in on that and ended up getting a contract going to Buds 2013, made it all the way through 304, broke my thumb in SQT and combatives during the multiple attackers drill, and then I made it all the way through that. And then went to Team 3 and was there for 3 platoons. Had a great time, some good deployments, and then moved over to Virginia Beach, the training command, and that's where I ended up starting Look for Work or LFW clothing company, and it's kind of grown a lot in different ways in the last couple of years. Um,
It's interesting that you bring up, in the recruiting piece, like when you go to the recruiter, I did the same thing. So many guys have said the same thing. Like you go and they tell you or try to steer you a certain direction. Like, well, you know nothing about me. You don't know what I have in the gas tank. So why don't you just not tell me your opinion and give me what I want? And it's been
right.
such an interesting fight. As I mean, you look at me and you're like, there's no way. And I'm pretty sure I was the best Navy SEAL that ever existed. So, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
anyway, so, well, I'm glad that that's awesome that you had no interest or didn't even know about them and showed up, saw a pamphlet and like, that's exactly it. And from there, it was like, I'm in and you
Mm,
made it. Like, it just shows you like people can do anything they want in life. They just got to put their mind to it.
yep.
That's awesome, dude. Well, we don't have enough guys in our community, so every person that comes in is a blessing, and you are that, my man.
Yeah.
And so
Thanks.
let's talk about this post-service stuff. So it sounds like it wasn't pretty rough transition. Honor Foundation has been absolutely crushing it for guys, which is so
Hmm.
great.
Yeah.
Um, I've had a lot of guys in the last year who have come on the show who have gone through the Honor Foundation. So fantastic stuff. Okay, so you start this company, Look for Work. Talk to me about what was it like to found your first company, and then what exactly do you do?
Um, well, I wanted to do something because like I said, I was at the training command. I was kind of bored.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I had some extra time to do something, which is kind of silly to say because had two kids and I was in online school full time for my master's in strategic leadership. But I was just like, what am I doing? I need to do something. And at the time, I was at assaults, teaching CQB and clearing and stuff like that. So, and it kind of came from what I used to always hear when I was throughout my time at Team 3 going through workup and ULT through the assaults block was checked up isn't a job, look for work. So, like as you know, like when your gun's down and going through the house, you're clearing, you're solving problems, you're blowing through doors, you're shooting bad guys, whatever, you're looking for work. You're doing something. If you're not, you're checked up at the back of the train. Everyone else is doing it, doing the job. They're clearing, they're solving problems, and you're just hiding out. You're stagnant. You're adding no value. And I felt like at that time I was kind of checked up. I was like, here I am at work all day long in the kill house telling guys, checked up isn't a job, look for work. And um I I was just like, I need to do something. Like, yeah, I'm in school, but like I'm not really feeling the benefits of it right now. I feel like I will when I graduate, but right now I'm not doing anything. So I had some friends that started some businesses, started like a lawn mowing company, a bounce house, a commercial cleaning company, some other stuff too. And I'm like, I should do something. Like, if they can do it, I can do it. Why not? And I'm like, I'm going to school for this. I preach this. Like, I need to live by this a little bit more in my personal life as well. And I want to build something. So I didn't know what to do, but I've always kind of not so much anymore. It's funny enough, but I used to like really like clothes, like athleisure clothes, because I pretty much just wear like shorts and a t-shirt all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally, like sweatpants or joggers. In Virginia Beach, it's strictly just t-shirts and shorts now because it's so hot.
Yeah.
Um, so I started a clothing company. I was like, I'm gonna make my own stuff. And I was going back and forth with it. And then one day I literally just woke up and found a bunch of stuff I wanted to buy from China. And I took out my credit card and just ordered like $3,000 worth of stuff. And I
Okay.
put my logo on it. Made up kind of a rough idea of like mission statement and what I wanted to do with it, what it meant to me. Um, got all the stuff sent to me, took pictures of it, and literally just posted it on Snapchat and was just like, I have clothes for sale, buy them. And people were like, how do I buy these? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I guess Venmo me and like send me your address. And that's kind of how it started. Like I just had boxes of clothes, shirts and shorts mostly, um, with my logo on it. And people were buying stuff and I just, you know, would literally just go to the post office, put it in an envelope and mail it out. And I started going so many times that there was this girl there that recognized me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm starting a clothing company." She's like, "Well, you keep buying envelopes here, like you're wasting money. Like buy your own like custom like envelopes. You could buy them for like 6 cents versus like $4." I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Because I started was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I literally had no idea. And I was like, wait, I'm only making like $1 profit, and I had to drive here. It's like, am I really even making anything?
Yeah.
So I was learning all these things like on my own, but it was super motivating and it was really fun. And it was cool. It was like, hey, I just started and I already have like people doing this. So this is sweet. Um, And then over time, like it's grown. Like I have a website now. I have like a Stripe account. I have a PayPal. I have an official Venmo. Um, I have an Instagram. It's still very, very junior and small, but like I actually have a decent idea of what I'm doing right now. Still motivated and having a blast with it, especially now that I'm out and I can talk about it a little bit more
Yeah.
and network and travel. And it's kind of pivoted from like the athleisure clothing. I still have that. I still have a lot of those shirts actually still in boxes, um, which I hope one day they'll sell. But majority of what I do now is fight gear and sports apparel,
Really?
mostly custom stuff. Um, but I do a lot of rash guards and shorts and stuff for like no-gi jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
And then I'll do some stuff for some gyms or some nonprofits or some teams. Um, and to people I've made rash guards for, like, hey, do you do this? And it's like, yeah, I do that as well. Like, I don't just do rash guards. So my marketing definitely needs some help because people are like, what do you do? And I'm like, that's what I started doing is that, but they just know me as like the rash guard guy now. Um, but yeah, but that's like the pivot, the big pivot is I got into jiu-jitsu in I think April of 23, I think. Um, and then I never had a rash guard or anything besides the one that was given to me at the gym, and I bought some like off Amazon for like $9. At the time, I'm like, oh, like whatever. And then now, like, then I got some new. I went to 10th Planet, Las Vegas, bought a rash guard there. It was $70. I was like, that's absurd. Like, it should not cost that much. And now that I make them, I know they don't cost that much.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is so nice. Like, this is incredible. I wore it all the time. I'd wear it, wash it, wear it, wash it, and like I'd wear it like 3 times a week. And I'm like, well, I only have one of these now because now that I've worn this, everything else sucks. And then I was in down in Arkansas teaching land warfare, and um, the gym I was training at there invited me to do a quintet, which is a 5-on-5 jiu-jitsu tournament,
Okay.
and they were like, "Hey, do you make rash guards?" And I was like, "Of course." Like, no, didn't never made them before, but I'm like, yeah, of course I do." So they gave me a design. I made it up. Um, Found somebody, a supplier, which apparently is very hard to do. A lot of people can't find rash guards, so I'm keeping that super tight to me. Um, and then I made them, and I had them delivered to me in 12 days, which is also super impressive.
Yeah.
And all the guys got them. They were like, "This is the nicest thing I've ever worn." I was like, "Yeah, I
Wow.
know, like no big deal." And then we went and did the quintet. Um, Everyone there thought it was sick because we were the only team there that had like matching shorts and rash guards. Everyone
Ah.
else just had like random stuff. So like, what is this? And I was like, wait a minute, I might be onto something here. This is pretty cool. I definitely didn't charge you $70. I got charged $60 for the top and the bottom, and still was like, they were my friends and my teammates, so I wasn't trying to gouge them, but I was like, I did okay. It was worth my time, I'll say that. Um, so then I made some more custom orders. I did my first ever super fight was in June, so I made a design for that I wore, and people really liked that. That one sold out like pretty quickly. And then I just started doing, that was, um, I think that was all like last year or the year before, 23, I think. I can't remember when it was exactly. I think it was 23. And
Check.
yeah, and then I've just been making rash guards primarily ever since for myself, and then as well as a bunch of gyms in the area. And and now that I'm out and competing regularly, of course I wear my stuff, and people, oh, what is that? Never heard of that. Or maybe, or sometimes it's really cool, and they're like, oh, I've seen that brand, and like, oh, that's me, because like I only have like 1,800 followers on Instagram. I don't do Google ads. So when people say that they see it, it's like, that's awesome, you know. So I kind of use it. I use me competing to boost the brand, and I use my brand to boost me competing, and they kind of work together. And then I just kind of push that look for work mindset of like if you're not, gunned down, clear and being proactive, solving problems, like somebody else is, and you're getting left behind. So it's not just jujitsu. I do a lot of other stuff, like doing school. Starting my executive MBA at Washington University this fall. I already have a master's in strategic leadership. I'll like randomly sign up for a run that I have not trained for, just like I believe I can do this.
Yeah.
Um, like I did last year, I did the New York City Marathon. Um, Sort of trained for it. And by that I mean I never ran further than like 18 miles. And I did that once.
As you shouldn't if you're doing a
Yeah,
marathon. Yeah.
yeah. I didn't know. People are just like, "Oh, you should be running more." I'm like, I don't want to run any more than that. I mostly ran like 9 and 10 miles, honestly. But I did that, and then like 2 weeks later, I went and had a jiu-jitsu super fight, and I was like, I think I was like 210 at the time, and the guy I went against was like 270. So I was like, I'm not really in like fight shape. Like I have good cardio, but I'm not very strong right now. So, um, but it was just like this plays into, look for work. Like you don't be afraid of things, push yourself, get after it. So that's what I did. And I just kept that going. And like now, like whenever I sign up for a super fight, there's not many in Virginia Beach. So I travel. I always tell the promoter, I'm like, give me another one. Like, give me two. They're like, what do you mean? Like, if I'm coming all this way, I'm driving 6 hours or more, like for 5 minutes, like, come on, like, give me another fight. And they're like, all right. And so I've done it a couple times, um, which is cool because that's normal to me, which I love. But then, like, the last one I went is in New Jersey, or it's Long Island, sorry. The next one's in New Jersey. That's why I said that. I did two super fights. I did one. I was number 14 and then I was 18. So I was like still breathing pretty heavy for my second one because the nerves and like he was tough. They're both super tough guys. And I remember I finished and I'm like, I won them both. I subbed the first guy and then the second one to decision. But they were both like higher belts than me. But I just went in there just super aggressive and just like believed in myself. Um, and just did it. And then everyone thought that was so cool. Like, you're a savage, you're such a killer. Like, and I'm like, hey man, look for work. That's what
Yeah.
this is. Like, it's just we're just gonna go do things and don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to push yourself. Don't be afraid to get uncomfortable. So that's what Look for Work clothing company is. It's like the clothing I say is like a as a bumper sticker for that for your body for that mindset. Like I look for work. I wear this brand because this is who I am. This is what I do. I'm not checked up. I'm
Yeah.
doing things to make myself, my family, my community, my surrounding better. And everyone wears clothes for the most part. So um, that's why I went with the clothing thing on top. Like it started with like I wanted to start a business because I want to wear clothes, and now it's like no, this clothing it represents who I am mentally and spiritually as well. So
That's legit,
yeah.
man. I mean, for everybody who's listening who doesn't know, and obviously there's a huge push today for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, like BJJ, UFC, all these kind of fighting and all that. Gi, no gi. So for those who don't know what a rash guard is, obviously when you see people in the gyms rolling on the mats and they don't have a gi, which is your karate uniform essentially, um, you have this what they call a rash guard, which is looks like it's neoprene. They're made in different things, but it's they have any logo on it, and it's basically what you wear just for protection while you're actually rolling around. And so you're making those, and you're making them custom, right? So if I
Mhm.
brought you a logo or a design, you guys could mix it up and put it
Oh yeah.
together.
Yep, and I've done that a bunch of times. I've had people come to me with something like, "Hey, this is what I want," whether it's literally just an idea that they scratched on like a napkin or a piece of paper, took a picture of it, sent it to me, all the way to like, here's the graphics, here's the idea that I want, put this here, do that, and then I don't really have to do anything. I just put it all together for them, have it made. So I can do that, or I can do like help me come up with an idea and I'll do that. And I work with my designer, and we do some things. I've even had people like screenshot designs from other rash guard companies. Like, I kind of like this. I want to do this. And we kind of will play off of that, give it their own flavor, of course. And then the only thing I ask for those is like, I want my logo on the inside of the collar. If you want to put it outside, I appreciate it because it definitely helps me out. But like, I'm here to help you um, as well. And then in return, I usually keep like one of the rash guards just because as a souvenir, like I made this for them. Or, um, which, at this point, I'm like, I don't care because I have so many rash guards. It's absurd. Which is funny because 2 years ago I had none. Um, and then, the other awesome part about this too is I get to collaborate and connect with all these awesome people. Um, People in the martial arts community are always so insightful and, super like just focused on certain things. Very passionate about what they do, especially if they're teaching. They've got some entrepreneurial spirit as well because owning a gym is not the easiest thing to do, from what I've heard. Um, so yeah, it's been cool. And then I go to different gyms in the area, and everybody's always like, "Oh, you're the rash guard guy, and you compete." And then people know I do super fights all the time too. So it's always nice to just meet new people, and there's always something that kind of that icebreaker's already there, whether it's the rash guards or it's like, "Oh, you compete a lot." So, um, it and so people want to roll with you more. It's not like, oh, you go to this gym, so I don't really want to roll with you, or you're this belt, so I don't. It's not really worth my time. So it's been really fun, and I think that's the biggest thing I've taken away, and I think that's really helped with the transition piece too. From the military is like before I was like I said, I was in my little box. I was just hanging out with other SEALs. Um, so again, like I love my SEAL brothers, always have, always will. But you kind of just are stuck in one kind of train of thought, which as you should be, that's your job. But now that I'm out, I'm like starting to see different things. Like it's funny, people make jokes about like jujitsu gyms. Like you could roll with a cop 1 minute or 1 round, the next round you're rolling with a guy he arrested last week. And then you're rolling with a guy who smells and lives in his car. And then you're rolling with a guy who's, multi-millionaire and owns multiple businesses in the area. And then you're like, but at the end, everyone puts their arms around each other, covered in sweat, and takes a picture, and then it's just a good time.
Yeah.
And then everyone wears a rash guard in there too. So you don't, there's different personalities with the rash guards, of course, but for the most part, like everyone looks basically the same. So there's no judgment. It's everyone is viewed as equals, and you can just talk, and then you always have like your mat talks at the end or in between rounds. And that's been huge for my mental health too. It's just like I can go talk to all these different people because we have a shared interest already. Like the ice is already broken. Like it's warm. Like the environment is warm. Like we're friendly. And if someone's off, you can kind of tell. Um, and then you just next thing you know, you're having this deep conversation, just like drenched in sweat, talking to somebody about like life's problems or like your dreams, or anything in between. So I absolutely love it. I always say I love going to jujitsu all the time, but sometimes like I need to go, like
Yeah.
if I'm having a day. So that's been the biggest thing for me, and that's why I'm so thankful that one, I have the business that I have, the support that I have, and that people like what I have. So I hope to just continue to grow that, just because not from a financial standpoint, which I would love because I don't have a technically a job right now. I'm just going to be a full-time student and run this business. But what I want it to grow because I love what Jiu-Jitsu does for people um, in the community.
Check. Well, I mean, so the big thing with you going to these super fights and then also repping your gear and then people getting excited, exposed, buying this, having their gear, and the consistency is the key. Like you're not just
Mhm.
one of those guys who's creating a company with a brand and you're like, yeah, go buy it. It's good for jujitsu. And you're like, when was the last time you went to a gym? And you're like, whoa. I mean, you're living it. And so that consistency is going to make you super successful.
Mhm.
You had mentioned that you did other clothing besides this, and I know that this might be a focal point for you right this moment. But what other types of clothing do you do currently?
I mean, pretty much anything. Like if it goes on you, like I'll make it. And I have made it. I made hats, beanies, um, t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, shorts, joggers. Um, the only thing I've done was like underwear, socks, or shoes. But like other than that, I've pretty much done everything for someone. Right now, I'm working with one of my friends. He's an ambassador for the Navy SEAL Foundation. We're gonna make some short sleeve or tank top rash guards for the New York City SEAL Swim
Hmm.
um, in August for the Water Patrol. So we're making board shorts, tank tops, and then we're making some t-shirts. I might do some hats too, and then some flags. So that's like the most recent project. But yeah, I made uniforms for little league teams. Um, yeah, sweatshirts and t-shirts for one of my friends that's in the army for like his school that he was going through or his class. Um, I made joggers that were a huge hit a while ago. Um, yeah, I mean, really, just athletic like or leisure wear
Okay.
is what I really focus on, and then like hats, stickers, flags as well.
So you said before you started this, you were into clothing. So you understand brands, you understand clothing pretty well, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. And then I talked to some other people. I'm like, okay, I guess I have a much better understanding than most.
Got it. Well, I mean, it's important though, because like for me, I'm one of those types of guys where I believe I'm creative. And so I like to create and I'll like, okay, I want this logo. I want it on the shirt. Um, but I'm not sure how I want it all to look. And so sending stuff like this to you and saying, I need your creative side to help me come to a
Hmm.
conclusion here. I mean, that's a big deal. And being able to logo anything out is what everybody's going to today. I do
Right.
not wear clothing with logos outside of either companies that I founded or started or charities and or friends that have started companies.
Right.
I don't wear name brand shit. It just doesn't do
Mhm.
anything for me.
Yeah.
So are you making I know this is a big push and it does really by no means matters, but do you make in America? Are you making all over the world? How's that work?
Um, it's mostly there's stuff in America, but a lot of it comes from China.
Yep. No doubt, man. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully in the next couple of years we can get our stuff together in the United States so that we can actually bring all this back here. Um,
Yeah.
but I know very well, man. I don't know anybody who starts a company trying to do any kind of swag product or whatever that's not starting out with like China, Thailand. Some are out there
Yeah.
where it's cheaper. So
Yeah.
yeah, because if you go too high too quick, you're gonna stall out and you won't be a brand anymore. So that's legit,
Yeah.
dude. All right, so you're not doing any advertising right now, just doing word of mouth, and you're doing, showing up, being consistent at the gym,
Hmm.
um, and you're producing, which is awesome. And I can't wait to look through your portfolio. And I obviously am going to send you some work because we have been talking for a while now. Like we want to get all the boys Frogman Fridays tank tops. So
Okay.
you're the
Nice.
guy. That's
I am the
officially
guy.
everybody heard it on this show. So I'm giving you the deal, and that way we can start moving this forward. Because too much talk, no action. It's time to do
Hmm.
it. Um, what do people need to know about your company, and how can people help you?
Um, I'm not sure how they could help off the top of my head, but I think that the this is what I tell everyone. I think the most important thing that I want people to know is that you're working with me. Um, you're going to go to me. There's not a chain of people you got to go through. There isn't a board of people I got to discuss with. You go through me. We have open conversations. We can text. We can email. Like I'm not trying to make this some crazy thing. I want it to be simple. I want you to enjoy the process. Um, and I want you to feel that you're not only I'm not just like the person that's working for you, but I'm working with you to get something done. Like we're going to be friends. It's in some capacity after this. Um, we're going to talk. I'm gonna ask you how you're doing, and I'm going to mean it. Um, so I want people to know that I'm like a human being
Yeah.
and I care. But also like I'm gonna be very professionally, very timely, very detailed. Um, and I'm gonna give you a price that I'm comfortable with if I was one buying from myself, but also like selling too. Again, like and I think that's important too, because it's like again, I'm not employed right now. Like I had my VA disability and that's it. So but I care more about making sure people are happy and they're taken care of and that they're, you know, feeling that they're taken care of. Not just like I'm not just saying that, like they feel that. Um, and you know, I believe if I keep doing that, like the word will spread, the benefits will come, and I'll continue to meet people and I'll get the help that I need to really boost this thing to the next level. Um, so yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm at right now. And also, like I was saying earlier, like my turnaround time is super fast. Because again, you're just working with me. Like you pay me, I put that order in, get everything finalized, and I have it to you, you know, in 2 to 3 weeks. Like
Yeah,
I've been averaging about 22 days from when someone pays me to when they get it.
that's legit, especially custom stuff. You know, it's my son was telling me the other day he's 8, and he's like, "Did you order that costume?" He wants a Halloween costume, and I'm like, "We got to order it now because if it doesn't work," and they always choose something that is so hard to find. I don't know what it is about my children, but they always throw me through this crazy loop. So I'm like, we're gonna order it now so that I can look at it, and then I'm gonna take that crappy costume and I'm going to make one. I'm actually gonna make it legit. So
Right.
but we didn't order through Amazon, and so it's like going to be a 2 to 3 week lead time. And he was pissed
Yep.
off. He's like, "Why don't we get it tomorrow?" I said, "Dude, you don't even understand. Like when I was growing up, Amazon didn't exist, and you ordered
Yeah.
something. If you ordered something, which we rarely did, you're gonna wait, and you're gonna be super excited every day until it gets there." So, but that is a fast lead time for creating custom work, and that's legit because people buy and they want, and so
hmm
that's awesome, man. In 5 years, where do you see your company? Where do you want to be?
I mean, I'd like to be one of the top rash guards competitors up there, you know, or not even a competitor. I want to be the top. Like I think you know, there's a couple right now, like Level Black is up there. Origin it does really well. Um, Phalanx I think is does okay. Uh, I think they just got kind of busted. They were saying they were made in America, and then like they made this Instagram post talking about how they had to raise their prices due to tariffs. And so all the people were like, "Wait, I thought you were made in America. What are you talking about?" So that was kind of like, oof. So yeah, I won't lie. I'm made in China, but you're working with me, so and I have a great relationship with them, so that's why I get my stuff fast. Um, so it's the same quality or better than some of those other people for about half the price. And I'm not doing that to try to, you know, steal business from them. Um, I mean, that's a byproduct, of course, of what I'm doing. But what I'm doing is like jujitsu is for everybody. Like I
Yep.
said, sometimes you got people who live in their car and they stink. So like they
You
don't have
gotta,
money. They gotta shower at the gym. Um, or whatever, you know, then you so it's like I want to make sure those people are in cool stuff too, not just the guy who is a millionaire, you
yeah.
know.
Well, that's another thing too. Maybe you can create a shirt that comes with this packet of potpourri. Just hook up the guys that are
Yeah.
on the other side of the spectrum. Well, that's awesome,
I'm on the
dude.
phone. 30 minutes. So yeah, yeah, I want to make sure it's for everybody. Like it's, you know, don't be the guy who's wearing the Amazon, you know, $10 rash guard or the Temu rash guard.
Uh,
Because I was that guy. I was buying rash guards at Temu,
yeah.
and you know they suck. So
But that's just it, man. You're doing product, product development, and you're looking at what's out there. You got to order this stuff. You got to see because every now and then you'll find like what you said is 100% accurate. Like if you want good gear, take care of your gear. Gear will take care of you, like we learned in the SEAL teams. But you
yeah,
want to wear good gear when you're doing harder things as well. You don't want to keep buying stuff because it's garbage. My son wanted, and this is completely off topic, but it does relate. my son wanted the Lego Titanic, and first of all, I'd never seen it, never heard of it. So I look at him like, dude, this is $600-700 like for a Lego set. I mean, no. And he's like, but I want it, and he kept asking for it, and I'm like, there's just no way, dude. Like, I cannot spend $700 on a Lego set. I just can't do it because
Right.
what are we gonna do? You're gonna make me build it because it's too old for you. And then what do we do once this humongous ship is in our house? Like, what do we do with it? We sink it in the pool like it's supposed to be and then just leave it? And so I was just randomly on Temu one day and I saw the same boat, but it's called Builder Blocks or whatever. It looks exactly the same, $100. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Ordered it
Yeah.
up, same thing. And now we're in the same position. I ended up building the whole thing. It's sitting in the house, doing nothing with it. And I'm like, here we go. But again, going back to it, good gear. I mean, we want sophisticated gear because, I mean, especially when you're doing jiu-jitsu, you're being
Yeah.
hard, you're working hard. The last thing you want to do with, gear malfunctions and all that stuff. So I love that. And
Yep.
just branching out into all the supportive clothing, hats, all that stuff, whether you're in jiu-jitsu or not. Like if you're a company and want a company retreat logoed out kit, or you just want company clothing or whatever it may be, events, occasions, charities. I mean, it sounds like
Yep.
you can do pretty much everything.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've done. I made some t-shirts for the Guardian Revival a couple years ago for their 1 mile challenge. So it's just a t-shirt with their logo on it for the fundraiser they were doing to, you know, raise money for an event they were doing, and people loved it, and it's great. So, yeah, I could do anything, and I love doing it. I love, again, if it helps like your family, your surrounding, your community, like build bring awareness, whatever. Like I'm all about it. And again, like the only thing I really ask for at a minimum is like my logo goes on the inside of the collar. Um, and then if you want to do more, like I said, most people allow that because they're like, oh, that's really nice. Like some people when they do custom orders of whatever, it's like you got a big old like look for work or whatever your thing is on the chest. Just like, I don't want that there. Like I'm trying to sell this at my gym.
Yeah,
Too bad. You're like, so I don't do that. And usually the gym owners be like, well, hey, you could throw your logo on if you want, put it on the sleeve or something. I'm like, cool, man, thank you.
that's legit.
Um, so again, like I think that just again, I'm a human and I want to make sure that you feel that you're getting a benefit out of this just as much as me. And then like we're gonna be friends after because I want you to buy more, of course. And then now like I have a open invite to like almost every gym in the area that I've made rash guards for. I was like, they just be like, oh, just come in. It's like you don't have to pay like a drop-in fee or whatever. So it's like that's cool, Then people know me there, and then I hopefully get them to buy stuff off of my site. It's like, well, if you really like the gym rash guard, like, do you like my designs? Buy one of these, and they do. So, yeah. Or they're like, oh, this is so nice. Like, help me make my own from this. Like I rolled the other night from a guy. He lives in Thailand. He's from Virginia. Um, yeah, he's back visiting for a couple of weeks before he goes back, but he's like, "Oh, I want you to help me make like my own design when I go to this big competition in Japan." I was like, "Of course, like let's do it." It's like again, like you're just dealing with me. You send me what you want, I make it to you, I send it to you.
Hmm.
Like there's no real middleman or anything like that. No hidden like whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Customer service is you. That's legit.
Yep.
It's a human, not a bot, not a droid. You know,
Yeah.
that's awesome, man. Talk to us about your first sale. What did that feel like? Tell us a little bit about that.
I don't remember the exact first one, but like I was saying, like I had in my guest bedroom at my old house that when I had it. I had a bunch of boxes of all the clothes. I took them out, laid them out on the floor, just took a picture of my phone, literally put it on Snapchat. It was like, "You want clothes? Message me." And I got some like people sent like texting me or like, "Yo, let me get that gray t-shirt." And it's like, "All right, what size? What's your address?" And then boom, Venmo. It's like so and so sent you $20. It's like, cool.
Dude.
I'm headed to UPS right now. It's like, and then again, it was like, I got my shirt in 3 days. Like you literally just sent me the photo. I'm like, I know. Like don't you want your stuff fast? And they're like, well, yeah, I just didn't think you were actually going to send it right away. I'm like, well, yeah, of
Keep coming
course.
back. Keep coming
Yeah.
back.
So, and that's just kind of how I am. I'm just like, and that's actually something someone could help me with, like learn how to take my foot off the gas a little bit. Cause I'm just like, whenever someone sends me something, I'm like, I'm gonna get this to you right now. Like because I love when people are like, this is so fast. Like that's the compliment to me is like, I love how quickly you respond, how quickly we got this done, and then you send it to me. Or I like, you know, I'll remind someone like, hey, you still wanted to, oh, dude, thank you for reminding me. Like I forgot. Like I'm just got all this stuff going on. I'm
But
like, well,
that's
this is
just the biggest thing in business, though. It's checking off that box, that list, you know. So
Mhm,
if you can keep that passion of consistency going with that, like, okay, that's what I love about this type of business because some of the businesses that I'm involved in, they're very long. They take forever, and you don't feel these wins. There's not instantaneous wins. Whereas when you get something out in the mail, it's an instant win for you. Then you get
mhm.
the word from the user feedback and that's another win. And so you're enjoying the journey, what it sounds like, which is so important to not get burnout from being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, man.
Mhm.
What has been your hardest struggle in business so far?
Just when you're like in a slump where there's like nothing's happening, you're like what's going on? I'm making content. I've got all this stuff. Like, what do I do? That's been rough. There's been a few times where I'm just like, is this worth doing this anymore? Like, I don't know. And then I'll like see something or somebody or randomly like I've had like I mean I've only it's happened like three times. It hasn't happened in a long time. Probably like over like a year. And considering it's only been around for like 2.5 years, it's a long time. So like a year since my last like I was driving down to Arkansas from Virginia Beach, like 18-hour drive by myself, and one of my best friend's wives calls me, and I was like, maybe she pocket dialed me or something because it's like Alex or whatever, this first one on her contact list. So I was like, hello. She's like, hey, you got like some free time? I'm like, funny enough, I have about 16 hours of free time. Like, what's up? And she's like, I just want to talk to you about like your company. I'm like, okay, like like what about it? And she's like, well, she's like, I just and just went on to like say how awesome it was and how it was so inspiring and so helpful. Like she loved the look for work idea and like the mindset push and like the content that I was creating and all this stuff. And I was just like, I I'm not I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm so glad you called because I was actually just thinking like 20 minutes ago, like this sucks. Like I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Like nothing seems to stick, nothing's working. I was like, and then you randomly called. You've never called me because I don't like talk to my friends' wives.
Yeah, yeah.
And like she's awesome. Like I love talking to her. She's really cool. Like played professional volleyball. Like there's similar interests. Of course, he's one of my best friends, so why wouldn't she be? But I was just like, just never talked to her, just her. So it was weird that she called me. And then she tells me all this, and I'm just like, damn, like, thank you, like, and then I got fired up again.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's happened like three times. And now I just don't even like if I ever start feeling like that, I'm like, that's stupid. Like, don't feel like that. There's so many like you touch so many people's lives that you don't even know about.
Right.
I made a video the other day of I was working out. I was in New Hampshire at my brother's house, and his daughters were came downstairs and just like started crawling on me and stuff. And I was just like, well, I might as well just use them to work out with. So I like started doing like presses and sit-ups and like push-ups and like leg extensions and like a bunch of stuff with his kids. So I just like, this is great content. Like I said, I just filmed like the last part of the workout with the kids. And then I like the caption was just like, if you think that you don't have time to go to the gym, you're just stupid and lazy. And I'll just be super just like blunt with it. Like, don't tell, because I hate them. Like, oh, it must be nice. It's like, it's not nice. Like it's just part of who I am.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to go to the gym to do this. You don't need to buy that. You don't need to have this bougie membership to some, gym. Like sure, if you can, like why not? But cardio is free. You can work out at home. Um, and now if you have kids, work out with them. Like one, you're going to get a great workout because they're never going to let you stop. They're going to because you're going to be like I'll be like I need a minute. Like let me catch my breath and be like no, it's my turn. And
Yeah.
you're like oh my God, no, I'm supposed to be cooling down. But so you're going to get a great workout. They're going to love it, and you're going to bond and connect with them in a way that you probably normally wouldn't.
Yep.
And yeah, so and then like yeah, it was just funny. And then I did it. It was whatever. And then I was at the gym um, on Tuesday this week, and I made that video last week. This guy comes in. He was late to class, and he was just like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Like, because I'm doing my role. He's like, "I know you're busy." He's like, "But before I forget, like, I was hoping I'd see you tonight because I really wanted to tell you like." How much of an impact that video made on me. Like I was sitting on my couch scrolling Instagram. I was like, oh, I should have went to the gym today, but like I didn't. He's like, and then I read your caption and I was like, he's like, I'm being stupid and lazy right now. And he's like, I got up and like I did like a full body workout for like 30 minutes and like was so glad that I did. He's like, I literally did it because of your video. And I was like, he's like, I looked for work. And I was like, hell yeah, like, let's go.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I love that. I love hearing that. So, yeah, that's been like the challenging part. Like I said, I don't really have it anymore because now I just stuff like this happens more because it's like the more I do it, the more it happens. Like the Rolling Stone gathers no moss.
Yeah.
So I just keep the momentum going. Like I know there's content that I'm making that makes people happy. I've never had someone be like, "Yo, that video you made sucked. I didn't like it."
You'll
No one's
get
ever
you'll get you'll get that at some point, but it won't be because your gear actually sucks.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
it's fascinating.
yeah, but I've never so far I haven't got that. It's always like, "Hey, that video like changed my outlook on the day." So I just whenever I'm feeling kind of like sluggish or whatever, I'm just like, I gotta do something. I gotta look for work right now.
Yep.
So, and then I do it.
That's legit, man. I mean, this is the thing about being an entrepreneur is you do, like you said, I'm kind of to the point now where I don't let this shit phase me. And that's a great thing because what it does is just battle hardens you. Just like being a team guy. When you're brand new, you're googly eyed, you got all your gear on, basically everything they issue you all at once. And you're like, wow, he's definitely new. He's got every piece of gear on.
Oh yeah.
And then you start slimming down over time. You start getting your understanding. But the thing with business, it's going to always tear you down. And that's why it's not built for everybody because people are not going to look for work all the time. People are not willing to put and invest all the effort and time into it. But it sounds like you're doing awesome. I wanted to throw this story in there, and I'm also probably going to throw a friend of mine under the bus for saying this, but it's quite funny. So in 2012, I was trying to figure out what my life was going to look like because I was working for a job. It wasn't what I had initially signed up for to get out of the service, but it was paying somewhat of the bills, but I wasn't happy inside. And along the way, I met an Army Ranger and I started this charity to support him and for burn survivors called Sons of the Flag.
Mhm.
And the first thing I always say to myself is the company is not a reality unless I make the t-shirt. So if I have the t-shirt, then it becomes official and then we're going forward. So I
Yeah.
made a bunch of swag for Sons of the Flag. And I got a buddy over at Secret Service who was on Bush's detail, and he's a swag guy. And I'll just save his name for this one. Let's just call him Chris for right now. But he's a swag guy. And so he hits me up one day and he's like, dude, I heard you got some swag. And I'm like, yeah, of course you did. He's like, dude, I need some. And I was like, cool. All right. Well, I have it in totes in my car. Where you at? I'll bring it to you. And he's like, text me the address. So I show up to his house and pull up in the driveway, open up the trunk, and he comes walking out and he's in polo, khaki pants, and he's got a coil around his ear. And I'm like, what are you doing? Are you working right now? He's like, yeah. And I was like, why are you working at your house? He's like, oh, you think I live here? This is Bush's house. So I was legitimately selling swag out of Bush's like driveway to all the agents coming out one by one. And I'm like, this is a story right there.
That's cool.
It was wild, man. But I mean, the same thing. It's like at the time we were using the next level, which was just becoming a thing. It
Yeah.
was soft because we always said, like, if it's comfortable enough for a burn survivor to wear it on their burnt skin, then it's
Yeah.
good enough for us. And
Yeah.
so everybody's like, man, these things are so comfortable, and just the logo's awesome. It's very American. And I was like, yeah. And it was American all through and through, except for it was made in China. So it's kind of one of those same scenarios, but it is. It's like, it's not just the t-shirt, but it's the stance behind the t-shirt. It's like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
this is something I realized too. We do this fishing tournament every year for charity, and I had never been with real anglers before. Big boats, multi-million-dollar boats, professional fishermen. And when you stand there and watch them, because they're getting everything set up, these guys don't stop. They are, from the time that we leave port to the time we get back in the end of the night, they are looking for work the whole time. This would be so powerful in the fishing community because all those cats need their logos for their boats and for their
Yeah.
teams. And they always look for, I mean, so that's going to be a connection we're going to make for you to
For
expand. You're going to be
sure.
like, oh yeah, I'm Jiu-Jitsu BJJ, and we're also anglers and fishermen, a little bit of everything.
Yep.
But that's awesome, dude. Well, we're going to blast this out for you and get the word out on the South Coast of Texas and everywhere else that we can. And I'm pretty sure that you're going to start to get a lot more going for that. I love what you're doing, man. I think it's awesome. Everybody loves swag. Everybody needs swag. And to be
We
able to
do.
custom tailor it to what you want just makes you proud to wear it. There's nothing like putting your logo on a t-shirt and then seeing out in the ether and you're like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to close on this one because I think it's a very, very powerful thing to bring the human out of you, because everybody thinks like Navy SEALs. I mean, normally when they see me, they're like, I'm 5'10". My wife says I'm 5'9", whatever. And I'm 165, 170 pounds. And so I'm a small guy. People don't ever think that I'm a team guy or whatever. But to take the robot side out of the whole illusion of the SEALs and the human side, who is your hero and why?
Um, I think I've had quite a few. Um, but yeah, I mean, honestly, I think my dad and my both my grandfathers probably who I'd look up to the most. I wouldn't have said that probably a couple of years ago, but now I think now that I'm like a father myself, trying to build something and seeing what like and reflecting back on how hard they worked, like just relentless, just gritty, doing hard stuff. My but my dad's dad worked like I said to build concrete stuff. Like he dug his whole foundation out by hand with a shovel. I remember always hearing about that when I was a kid, like hearing about, oh, you're Louis' grandson, like that guy's crazy. Like same thing, but like the guy's a savage, but like literally, like I fought two people for like 10 minutes in a night and everyone thinks that's crazy. This guy dug like, a 2,000 square foot, freaking 10 feet deep hole and then poured concrete in it to build a house for his family. Like that's insane.
Yeah,
And like I'd rather do buds twice before I dug the hole like that.
that's
Not
legit.
really, but that's gnarly. And then my other grandfather, my mom's dad, who worked on the railroad, and like I did that for a short stint, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like this is so hard. I loved it, but it was like doing this forever would be gnarly. And he did it with a smile on his face and loved it. And then my dad too, like I said, just one of the most creative and innovative people ever. It's still like just as hardworking, if not harder working, honestly, than them. Um, but just the creativity, like the things I've seen him do is just mind blowing. I remember like when I would go and work with him in high school, he would do things that he would like ask me to help him with. And I remember just being like, if I wasn't here, how the hell would he do this? Because
Yeah.
this is like ridiculous with me. And he's done this same exact thing hundreds of times without me. And I'm just like, I would just love to see like how he does this stuff. Because he's not like Like I'm a lot bigger than he ever was. Like I'm 5'11", like 215, and he's like 5'7". Probably he's a little bigger now because he's older, but he's not fat. But he's like, he's not a big guy. He's a small. People are like, "You came like that's your son?" But so it's like when I see him lifting, like getting these heavy, like 100, 200 pound beams, like 12, 15 feet in the air. It's like, how the hell did you do that? Like off a ladder, and it's just so I would say that those people, those guys, those men all inspired me to like just work super hard, but be really creative as well, and like always find an answer. Like there's always an answer. There's always a solution to a problem, and no matter what the problem is, like you are the solution.
Yeah.
You just have to find a way to do that. So yeah.
See, that's the beautiful thing. I hear a lot of the time that, this generation, our generation, or the generation coming up is softer or weaker or whatever. And I'm like, that may be true for a certain degree of people, but people who raised you, people who raised me, and then the grandfathers, tough people. And so you can't say that statement to everybody, because there's a lot of hardworking people who have that grit and determination. And that's the inspiration that gets me thriving. Like when I see you successful and crushing it, that gets me fired up, saying, okay, he's crushing it. I'm super fired up now. Now maybe I can do that too. Right. And so I use motivation from other guys to get my own motivation to keep furthering on.
Yeah.
So, this is awesome, dude. Well, you've got Alex Rogers, aka AROG, here, for Navy SEAL veteran. He founded his company, Look for Work, and you can go check him out at lfwcc.com. Link will be in the bio. So you need any custom swag, rash guards, start with rash guards and then work on custom swag after that, because your team will not just need stuff while they're on the mats, but of course walking around outside the mats. So look no further. You have it here. And go give him a like, follow, share his stuff. And if you need any product, reach out to him and purchase. Thanks for being on the show, brother.
Yeah. Thanks again. It was a real good time.
Yeah, man.
Frogman Friday. Long live the brotherhood.